Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Mercedes GLS 63 AMG. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes of Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this GLS. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a handcrafted twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 14 around town and then 18 on the highway, with power outputs being a whopping 603 horsepower and then 627 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see here with the kind of like sharper lines that kind of come to a point there at the top. And then we have the GLS's new style of headlights, and then I love the vertical slats with the AMG style grille, and of course AMG there and also at the top as well. And then you guys can see here with the brushed finish on the trim at the bottom. And putting it all together, it definitely has a sportier look for a GLS. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 285/40/23 in the front and then 325/35/23 in the rear. And you can see with the wheels, you've got this silver mixed with the metallic gray, and then AMG there in the center, and then also AMG on the red brake caliper as well. And then I love how the fender flares are body painted. Notice we got our V8 bi-turbo badge here, and then look at the side step, that's pretty cool. And then you've got more of that chrome trim around the windows. And then here's your full side view with the GLS. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the hatch AMG logo there at the bottom as well, and pop her open. Now taking a look at the cargo area, you guys can see we have a cargo cover built in from the factory. And then we've got these controls here to raise and lower these seats. Notice for all of the rows, which is cool that you can do all of that. And then we also have this for the suspension to raise and lower it in the rear. So lots of practical elements added in. And then when it comes to cargo space behind the third row, I mean, it's pretty good. When you fold the third row down though, it makes it a lot more practical. Anyways, when you're all done, just press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. Really cool taillight design here. And then you can see GLS 63 and you got the rest of the badges here, and then aggressive AMG style exhaust tips. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks of the AMG version on the GLS. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see two-tone with the black and with the brown leather, and you got some wood trim here as well. All of our power adjustments for the rear passengers. We do have heated seats back here, speaker for the Burmester sound system, but yeah, definitely a nice look with that. And then really cool aesthetic here with the seats. Notice the brown there in the center portion. Now I've got this little latch right there, or I should say button, that you can press, and that'll move this seat forward. And this will allow you to access the third row. Now I've already popped it in the back of the third row of the GLS before, so I'm not going to pop back there. But first off, the seats look just as nice. And you can see you've got a nice like stitched padded armrest, which is cool. And you can see here for the seat and the USBs and everything. But I will say I would reserve the rear for kids just in terms of space. It is a little bit more cramped back there. Now legroom in the second row is really good. We also have a little storage pocket. We've got vents here in the back, and then we have our own climate zone here in the rear. We also have USB ports down below, and then I like how we have a vent here, and then also that's very nice how they carry it all the way down. But anyways, headroom, it's also good. Now taking a look at the front door panel again, you guys can see the two-tone design here. We also have our controls here for the windows, your mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. We also have memory seats, our heated and cooled seat function, and then you can also adjust the passenger side as well from the driver's seat. And then we do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then a really nice leather trim here with some of the Alcantara mixed into the bunch here with the front seats. And look at the pedals, that's pretty cool. Got our light controls right here, and then you guys can see with the wood trim, and then notice soft touch on the dash. Now we have the AMG style steering wheel, so perforated on either side so you can get a better grip. AMG logo there at the bottom. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 9-speed automatic. We also have our drive mode select here on the steering wheel, and then you can press these little screens to change different items like the suspension, for example. And then a bunch of practical controls here on the front. So this is for the infotainment system. You got your volume voice command controls. You've got your adaptive cruise control, and then this is for that center screen right there. And then you have your turn signal windshield wiper stock, and then your column shifter. Now taking a look at the center gauge cluster here, fully digital. You can change between the different types of gauges with this. I do think that Super Sport might make a lot of sense here with this because this is an AMG. Now this does also come with a 360 camera system, so you got the bird's eye view. We also have these trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and you can also go through and change the camera view depending on what you want to see, which is nice because this is a pretty big SUV. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with the touchscreen functionality is great. And since this is a GLS, we still do have massage seats, even though it's more performance oriented. But yeah, touchscreen's easy to use. Soft touch trim on the dash, and then you can see more wood trim down below, and then look at the vents. And our climate controls below that. We also have this for the wireless phone charging pad, some USBs. We have our cup holders, which are heated or cooled, depending on what you want. A little button for it's right there. This is the control for the infotainment system. If you don't want to use the touchscreen or the steering wheel control, then you've got shortcut buttons around it. Drive mode select here, which you can see we've got a bunch of basically on-road modes here with this. We don't have any off-road modes with this because, again, it's an AMG. It's not supposed to be for off-roading, but it still does have the grab handles with cool kind of ambient lighting around. And then we do have the adjustable suspension, so there's the button for that. And then good storage space here. And again, I really like the coloration on this brown. It's very rich. Almost forgot, on the topic of storage, big glove box too. This one has the perfume. You can do that. But yeah, soft touch on the outside, definitely a premium feel. And then we do have a panoramic sunroof up top, and then a nice premium headliner. So here's your window sticker for this GLS 63. You guys can see there's not a whole lot of optional equipment to add to this. It comes pretty loaded up as standard. 152,000, so this is more than a regular GLS, but less than the Maybach GLS. So it's kind of in an interesting place from a price point standpoint. So we'll talk about that during the driving. Let's drive it. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, and you can hopefully see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors, do blind spot monitoring, both the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the 63. Yeah, I think this review is going to be full of some pretty big open onions, if you get what I'm saying. So, because it's interesting with the GLS lineup. I do want to drive this first before I like fully come to a conclusion, but I have a soft conclusion in mind. First off, seat comfort's really good with this. And I will say it does seem like it's a little bit stiffer compared to the Maybach version, but it's not bad. Aside from that, actually getting up and moving, it seems like ride quality is pretty comfortable. Obviously you could be getting a massage right now, which is another nice luxury feature. And the V8's very, like, with this 9-speed, very smooth, and because it has so much power, it's just effortless. It's really cool, actually. I mean, it's a luxury car. I know I'm not going super fast, but just cruising, I think it does a really good job as a luxury car. So it is still an S-Class at the end of the day. So they do still accomplish that with this AMG GLS. Pop into the Sport Plus mode. A little bit rowdier, exhaust gets a little bit louder. You guys probably heard the crackles during the exhaust clip. I thought that was pretty cool. Ooh, definitely more aggressive throttle response. Yeah, you can feel that the throttle is just, it's definitely more responsive overall. So there is a difference there. And we'll kind of get a little acceleration here. We'll get another one up in a moment, but man, you gotta just love this twin turbo V8. This is such a good engine. It has really good torque, and it's just, yeah, I mean the power, like look at this. Kind of slow down here a little bit. Like it just moves. This engine just moves. I love it. I love it. And it works so well in the GLS. So to sum things up, I don't know if people are gonna like this opinion, but I think this is the GLS sweet spot. I mean, the 580 is really nice too, though. But I guess, like, if you want a special feeling GLS, I think I'd rather get this over the 600, the Maybach. And the reason why I think I'd rather get this is it's just the price difference. I mean, like $50,000 roughly is the price difference. And yes, that one has a really cool luxury interior. It's got the cool bouncy feature, right? It's got stuff like that. But at the end of the day, for like a luxury SUV experience, this gives a really good experience. And so, yeah, it might not be as luxury as the Maybach, but I think it's luxury enough, and it has the performance, and the pricing on this is quite a bit more reasonable. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you'd go Maybach, or let me know if you'd go 63, but I think I'm on team 63.